There are a few different entries to bunny sit, but today we're going to go through our genie. And you can do this either from the floor or up the pole, although I'm going to primarily go from the floor today. The steps once you're in your genie are the same, so if you want to invert, totally feel free. Now, this one just looks cute from the right angle. It's one of those ones when you see people doing a video and they're on spin and they're kind of spinning round, that it doesn't necessarily look good from all angles. It doesn't look terrible, but it looks best or better from one angle, which quite often I find this is the case. It's like the bum angle. But this trick is very, very helpful for a number of things that we're going to do in future as we get more advanced, notably our Russian layback. We can also use this entry for lots of other different things, okay? So, to get the best angle for each step, I'm going to have to do this from different directions. Obviously, we'll do left and right. But yeah, make sure you've got a genie, either if it's from the floor or up the pole, I don't mind which. Okay, so we're going to get into our genie. So we hook our inside leg on first. Top hand needs to be not too high. Bottom hand, thumb up underneath. Stick your bum back and hook your bottom knee on. Stick the chest out, see if you're stuck. We're going to put our hands up onto the pole. So how high actually is going to vary from person to person. We now need to create enough room to get our bottom leg between our legs and our arms and cross it over the other leg. And what we want to do is make sure our bum is down into the pole, so we might need to drop the hands a little bit. Now from this angle you can see, I guess if we arch it's still quite cute. Arch the back, it's not so ugly, but the magic comes in from this angle. So the bum is on the pole and we want to make our legs look like bunny feet. So we don't want them super, super tight. We do want to release the grip a little bit. We're rotating our feet out away from each other and slightly pointing them up, not down, okay, to recreate a bunny ear position. Now to come out can be challenging from here. The simplest thing to do is just to bring your leg back round, and you can either go to your genie, I'm too low now on the grippy pole, but you can go to your genie or you can pull yourself back up and out for your arms. So the biggest challenge with this is getting the leg through. Now, some of this is flexibility. Let's talk different arm positions and different ways of doing this depending on your flexibility. So I go from a sideways position to begin with. So this is me in my genie. Imagine I'm up in the air. So I've got both my hands back on. So now this bottom leg needs to come underneath my top arm, between my leg and my arm. To facilitate this will depend, how to facilitate this and how to position the arms will depend on your flexibility. So if you have good external rotation of the hips, that means you can rotate your knee out quite a lot from the midline of your body. Having the hands lower will be best. So you're going to think knee out, foot in, see how much I'm opening up my knee, and slide it through. And this second leg, so that how well you can see, fully crosses over the thigh of the first leg that's already hooked. Now if you struggle with external rotation of the hip, you're not as bendy, your turnout is not as great, having the hands a little bit higher and going foot this up high with the knee keeping more in close to the chest may be easier. Okay, so let me show you this from different views so you can see exactly what the leg is doing. So the first way is if you've got good external rotation. The knee is going to rotate out and the foot is going to post through. Okay, and the hands are going to be lower for this. Now if they go too low, you may just not be able to do it. So finding the golden spot, the perfect place, can take a bit of practice. If the hands are higher, okay, this is because you don't have as much external rotation, you struggle to open your knee out to the side. Go higher, lead with the foot, and you can see it's still a tiny bit, but it's not as much as was required before. So I'm thinking foot goes through up by my hands and then comes across. Now the downside of having the hands this high is that your bum's probably not going to be on the pole once your leg goes through. So you'll need to bring your hands down and sink your bum into the pole. Like you really want to get like a wedgie with the pole here. So get that pole up your bum, okay? This is going to give you the best grip to be able to lift the legs up slightly and open them. So remember the position. When we first get there, it will be really tight and it will look like this. So this doesn't obviously look much like bunny ears. So we have to get the bum on the pole so that we're not reliant on the top knee grip quite as much. So then we can start to rotate the feet out away from each other and lift them up. And this creates our bunny ear position. Okay, so let's look at this from right and left, front and back views as usual. So right side first, pole is on my right. Right leg comes up nice and high, right hand above, left hand below. I'm pushing off backwards and I hook my bottom knee nice and low. Get a good strong genie. Pop the chest, top hand off. Bring the hands up. So either going to go high or low. Make sure this top leg is really gripping, okay? Now, you may need to try a few times with different hand positions until you find what works for you. But either way, the foot is going to go through first, between the arms and the legs and cross over. And I'm going to make sure the pole is up my bum. I may need to slide my hands to facilitate that. Okay, you could pop your chest to make it a bit prettier. And then let me turn myself with the legs. I'm going to go up and open them as much as I can to create my bunny ears. To come out, rehook the top knee, bring the bottom leg through. We either go back to genie or, I mean, there's lots of different ways we can get out of this. We can put ourselves up like I just did. You could kip off the pole to some degree, I'm sure, jump down onto your knees into a lunge position. Anyway, you can go from a genie, so experiment. Okay, let's do the back view. So the pole is on my right leg hooks high. Right hand just above, left hand below, pushing off backwards, hook the bottom knee low, pop the chest off. So that's our left leg is at the bottom, left hand is in the middle, right leg is on top. We are going to reach our hands up, so how much depends on your flexibility. Bring your bottom leg, your left leg through, beneath your arm and your leg. Slot it through. Make sure your bum is on the pole. Drop the hands lower if you need to facilitate that. And then if you've got your grip, start to open the feet away from each other as much as you can and lift the feet slightly up. So more bunny-esque rather than, well, I guess some bunnies have floppy ears. Bring the left leg back through, come to genie, come down to the floor. Lots of different options. Okay, left side. Pole is on my left. Left knee comes nice and high. Left hand just above. Right hand low. We're going backwards and bringing the right leg on the bottom. Pop the chest, make sure you're stuck. Hands come on. Make sure that left knee is really squeezing. So remember, your left foot is now coming through and the distance from your hands and your leg is going to vary. Cross that leg over the thigh. Make sure your bum is on the pole, drop the hands if you need to, and then open up the legs and lift them up slightly. Rehook the left leg, bring the right leg back through, and if you just bring that right leg down to the floor, you can come down onto your bum, straighten your left leg, and you've got another cute pose. You could fan past the pole, you could go back to genie, all the things we've talked about. Okay, one more time, back view on the left. So the pole is on my left leg is hooking first. Make sure you've got really good grip, really squeeze. Left hand is just above, right hand is below. And we're going backwards to hook the right foot onto the pole. Pop the chest out, left hand comes off. Bring the hands up. Bring your right foot through between your leg and your hands. Hook it, squeeze. I'm turning myself so you can see, but make sure your bum is on the pole. Drop the hands to do that. And then open and lift the feet to create your bunny ears. Rehook the left. Right leg comes back through. So you could go back to your genie, bring that leg down. If you're close to the floor like I am, you can bring the right knee straight to the floor, straighten the left leg. You could even from here roll to your tummy. So many options. Just experiment. There's no right or wrong. Where does your body naturally want to go at the end of that? Don't say into a heap. Although that may be what's happening, and that's also okay. We're still learning. Okay, hopefully that is everything you need to get going. As always, hit me up if you have any questions or anything you're struggling with. And don't forget to train smarter, not harder.